Daktari. So you can cash out this one.
watching. I have to be calculating of my what? What's that? Once I go. Once again, uh, as I welcome now the viewers of the Mchana Pool Club YouTube channel, now also sharing this exact commentary. The last time that I streamed the match between Ishmael and any Ugandan player was him taking on Ian Kazibe. Then it was a race to 15 for 1,000 US dollars. It was organized at Q Masters in Dar es Salaam in Tanzania on the eve of the grand finale of the Q Masters International Carnival that was won by the Zambian Royd Kabwe and in the team event by the Ugandan team Roxbury. These two did race to 15 for 1,000 US dollars. The match was won by the Ugandan Ian by 15 frames to 10. What I do remember is that Ishmael was so furious that upon victory, Ian did not accept to have a rematch that very night. And Ishmael wanted a rematch, perhaps for the same money or perhaps to double the stake, which Ian said his manager had told him not to rematch and decided to respect. But the very first time that I streamed the match involving Ishmael and then the Ugandan player was him taking on Dog City. It is, I think, the biggest humiliation I have ever seen of a South African by a Ugandan player racing to 13 for 1,000 US dollars at the venue that is Flintstones in Lusaka in Zambia. I also streamed it right in the page where you're watching. It ended 13 frames to 2. Once again, it ended 13-2 Dog City hitting Ishmael. And Ishmael said Diehard is not playing well. He doesn't say Ishmael, he says Diehard is not playing well. And then he said we will once again get a chance to face Dog City. Now the chance has come. I remember the following day, I had a discussion when we were moving from the accommodation place to the venue for the tournament that was Billiards Cafe Classic 2023. It is coming now to 3 years ago when Dog City humiliated Ishmael at Flintstones 13-2. I told Ishmael that is not the diehard. I know how comes you played this rubbish. That's how I called him, not in a respectful way because he's my friend. Why are you playing rubbish? I know that you're a very good player. Then he said, I promise that I will come to Uganda. He told me that he want to face Kasozi, Dog City, Ibra Kayanja, Ian, Computer, and all those other players. Then he also told me that he will fish them, he will beat them convincingly, and after beating them, he will use all the money he will have used, he will again beating them to stake it on two people, that is Ibra and Caesar. Of course, he has not been to Uganda since then, but yes, there is a chance because he meets against a Ugandan player, but not in Uganda. He's some kind of home player. Ishmael has been resident in Kenya for the better part of the whole of last year. He even tries speaking some Swahili, although he's in Ndebele, born in Zimbabwe. Ishmael is actually naturalized South African. The guy is a Zim. But of course, he holds a South African passport. He was in Zimbabwe for only a few years while growing up. Then he moved on to South Africa. He's now South African, married to a South African lady, and also having South African kids. So the things you can be happy about that history between yourself and the guy. But yes, he's now proudly representing South Africa. He was the African champion from the year that was 2014. Then a budding and very promising, yet already a very good player, won the AAPA championships in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, first tournament that he won in East Africa, just about 15 hours drive from where we are. He did beat international compatriot and then 18-year-old Aiden Joseph in the final. That is the first international competition that I ever watched. Since then, he took on the title of the best player in South Africa and arguably on the entire African continent. In fact, by the following year, 2015, up to the years that followed, he was playing a lot of money sessions with Aiden Joseph. As for Ishmael, every time that you beat him, he would never let go. He would come back. He doesn't die easily. He has to die hard. Beat him today, he returns tomorrow. He beats you. Then if you beat him 10 more times, he returns the 11th, and then you show him what you got. Now there was one day humiliations from Aiden Joseph were becoming a little too much. And then he posted on his Facebook page, that Facebook account that is called ISHMAEL Teto, said from today Diehard will never play against Aiden Joseph again. The guy is a ghost. It is on that day that Aiden got the nickname the Ghost that he still carries up to present date. He's taking on a much younger player from the country of Uganda. By the time Ishmael became a known player, DOGCITY was only learning how to play. A kid growing up in the suburb of Natete in central Kampala in Uganda. When he started relearning, he had a manager that was called Masiani. He took him to the team that was Capital Knight to learn more how to play the game. In the year that was 2016, DOGCITY, then a very young player, but he was moving around the city like a dog that was looking for prey. His manager gave him the nickname the City Dog, only to name it a little bit more fancy, DOGCITY, a name he carries as his other name up to present date. He now does play for the Ugandan team that is called Upper Volta, and is yet back in Kenya for maybe the 10th time or so. He was last year, I think last year. He also is fond of making tours in Kenya, playing against Kenya's best players, also being open to giving them headsets and things of the sort. DOGCITY stepped into Kenyan soil at 2 a.m. this morning when the Bebeto coach crossed over from the Busia border, then reached the city of Nairobi just around 1 a.m. this evening. He had initially said he will play this match tomorrow, but then because the match was already announced, he says the fans need a game. Let us give them a game. Let us have the game today. There is also agreement between the two that most especially should DOGCITY win, they will be playing again tomorrow. That's what Ishmael wants, and DOGCITY has accepted duly. And yet, even the other Ugandan who traveled for this, Ibrahim Sejemba, will be playing against DOGCITY tomorrow. Therefore, the program as of now, tentatively, is at 3 p.m. East African time tomorrow evening. It will be Ishmael Mtetwa versus Rashid Wagaba for $2,000. And thereafter, immediately after the time that is estimated to be around 7 p.m. East African time tomorrow, Ibrahim Sejemba versus Ishmael Mtetwa. Presenting to you this action in audio and video on 3 platforms: Facebook, Break and Finish Live, YouTube, Peter Chove Live, and Chana Pool Club. My name is Simon Peter Chove, and I know that you are watching. I am dedicating this live stream to you. Chairman GNM must be watching from Chana Pub and Grill, about a 20-minute drive away, opposite Prestige Plaza, alongside Ngong Road, further in Nairobi. Ishmael Mtetwa 1, Rashid Wagaba 3, race to 21, $2,000. Frame number 4. Die Hard refusing to die in the initial stages of the match. When he's with the Kenyans, he knows how to play with their mindsets to fall in love with him. He calls himself Kenyan. He himself, together with the Malawian Stanford Given Ginte, have been living in Kenya for a long time now. Ginte now traveling to meet his manager Big Kells in Nigeria. And the last, when I left Kampala, the Ugandan Hazard Lukomwa was applying for Nigerian visa. He wants to follow Ginte all the way in Lagos. When that happens, we shall be updating you as good as I'm now updating you that Ishmael is on the verge of winning a second frame for himself. 5 frames now played. DOGCITY winning the first 3, Ishmael winning the next 2. This one is going to be quick. It's going to be fast. It's going to be timely. Most important, it's going to be entertaining. 3-2, the South African is in the lead against the Ugandan, racing to 21 live at Jamlock in Machakos in Kenya. This one is a fifth with Dog City breaking, hitting the pyramid. The top ball, the red it is, and he's getting to make one ball. That ball is yellow. Now, given the position of yellows compared to reds, you would fancy him going for the yellows, only that there is a problem. Yellow, the one that is closest to the left of the screen, seems to be going for the reds. I'm not certain he wants to close the table. Yes, he plays to defense. Denies Ishmael good sights over any of the reds to put in a straight shot. Tempting for him to go for the yellows, but there is a thin white line because it is so close to the black, almost touching the 8 ball. The consequence of 2,000 US dollars. If Ish loses this, should he lose, he will want to rematch. That is who I know as the diehard. But then, the rematching condition as a pre-match talk has been set for tomorrow. Nairobi, in terms of organization, is now one of the capital cities of African pool. Now that Jamlock is yet another powerful venue. So beautiful, so neat, so clean. The table is so smart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them they are in number, all lined up. That's why it is called a sports bar. But also lots of refreshments, lots of ugali. Ugali is the staple food of Africa. If you're watching from South Africa, that's what you call pap. In my country, we call it posha. That is Uganda. Tanzania, they call it ugali. In Zambia, they call it nshima. Zimbabwe, they call it saza. In most of those countries besides South Africa and some parts of Uganda, it is the staple food. In West, East, South, Central Africa, here they prepare it hard, not like pap or saza, and they like to enjoy it with nyama choma. And when you speak about food, it means ugali. 3-2, the dog in the city, still leading only just. Going for the bank and hitting one yellow in, leaving the cue ball so close to another yellow. As for him, the only option is try and put it to the corner pocket bottom left where there is the block. Maybe the only way is try to cheat the pockets if the table is that friendly, and only if he cues well enough to. Has to be played with too little power, too much precision, which he does. Moves the cue ball towards the right end of the table. Could opt to choose any of the yellows that are now rightwards. Start with either. Cue ball isn't that natural for another. If he decides to put one, needs some skill. This one goes for the extreme right ball first. Will spin the cue ball perhaps bottomwards. We want to avoid contact between white and red, which he does, but a little excessive movement of the cue ball compared to his intention. The option is to cut now the yellow to the bottom side pocket, and then ensure he's not snookered before playing the last yellow, but only if, again, first he puts the yellow. Wants to play it with backspin, bounce it off the right cushion, then move it leftwards, and misses the pot. Ishmael jumps off the table as though wants to still prey that has been hunted by another predator. Still 3 frames to 2. He's just a little down, starting a little slower. For the last 10 minutes has been a much better player, despite starting as the match worst player for the first 15. Once again, the live stream of Rashid Wagaba dating Ishmael Mtetwa is live on Break and Fish Live Facebook channel, Pool Club YouTube, as well as Peter Chove Live YouTube, presenting to you the action in video and audio. My name is Simon Peter Chove, all the way from the Republic of Uganda, just doing what I love. Enduring 15 minutes on the road. When you get to the venue, you feel like a monkey that is settling in its bush when the game is being played, and being played this good. There has been a foul, a scratch by Dog City, a chance by Ishmael to win another, a chance by the South African team to equalize in the encounter. ISHMAEL in there. That was 2015. Became the first South African player to make a tour of Uganda. Then a very young man. I remember him playing matches against Computer, against Hazard, against Ibra Sejemba. If I'm not mistaken, against Geoffrey Setumba, the guy that is called Fire, nowadays resident in Lusaka in Zambia. Against Sula Matovu, then one of Uganda's best players of the day. He only lost twice to a very young teenage sensation, Ibra Sejemba. That match was only a curtain raiser to the main match. Then Hazard was Uganda's battle player. It was 2015 at the venue that was called Lumas in Kampala. He also played against Amos and lost it. So he lost to Ibra and Hazard and Amos, but then I think cleaned the country well because he won 8 other matches. He then traveled to Nairobi by road for the very first time because then Amos's manager, it's called Jim Kush, wanted to have that money where he was watching. I think it was organized at Crooked Q in Westlands in this beautiful city. And then the match was won. ISHMAEL was leading bigly at something like 9 frames to 2. Then there was a very contentious frame where the two players argued whether or not it was a foul. And then the match was actually discontinued. And I remember ISHMAEL promising that he will never play with Amos again because of his unsportsmanship, he said, and has maintained his word up to present date, 10 years later. But then 1 frame later, he's winning another frame against the Ugandan, and it's a third in a row. ISHMAEL Mtetwa 3, Rashid Wagaba 3, race to 21. Still early days yet. Keep me company. We shall have about 2 timeouts. These guys both love to take it on. They love just to keep playing and playing and playing and playing. And believe you me, even the 10 frames where they are expected to be having timeout, I want to believe it will be little time because they are only just getting started. Both of them haven't even warmed up fully, but yet we are being entertained fully. 3-3 between Ish and Dog City, racing to 21. Teba Hodicto, thank you for watching. Dennis Otieno, welcoming back, thank you very much. Mugisha Jose. Mugisha Jose, isn't this the Kenyan Uganda? Mugisha, the pool player, administrator, umpire, streamer. With the name Mugisha, you will never be Kenyan. You are Ugandan. You need to go back to Kabale, where you hail from. Ayesiga Safiama, thank you for watching. Golden Kalale, supporting Dog City. Charles Pavins, welcome to the stream. Vincent Seguia and Michael Kalema. John Bazira, you're saying the Ugandan is leading. No, none of these shooters is leading because the score is currently tied at 3 frames apiece. Sticks Malokwana, watching on Break and Finish Live, or definitely from South Africa. Welcome to the stream, and Tabiso Ngwange from King Williamstown, I think in South Africa, because you are Tabiso. Kuti Donna Ramoka, welcome to the stream, and Mubs Mush, always watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching. La People's Choice, welcome to the stream, and Rotunda, you're advising that ISHMAEL is the one who named Aiden the Ghost after Aiden beating him in his own home ground. Yes, thank you very much. Pakole Sole, you are saying I'm so knowledgeable. Thank you for giving me a lot of honors. I just do what I am doing and doing it with love and passion. Sometimes there are financial gains, but those are only an added advantage. And will Dog City add himself an advantage of a frame here? Seemingly he will. For Ish, it is a mission of revenge. For Dog City, it is a hunting mission in here to play with whom it may concern. There is also the news I'm hearing that Royd Kabwe is planning to come to Jamrock in Nairobi. It's quite some distance from Dar es Salaam where he is, to join Ish to take on the Ugandans. And one of the Ugandans is on the verge of regaining the lead. After 7 frames played, it is now Rashid Wagaba 4 and ISHMAEL Mtetwa 3. Yet another clearance, yet another apple in the big battle. Race to 21, 4-3. The Ugandan is in the lead. Lindani. I don't know if this is the Lindani, the player from Zim. You're asking about the match between Ish and Ibra. Okay, the program was supposed to be DOGCITY and Ibra both take on ISHMAEL today because ISHMAEL is ready. He says he's die-hard. Even if I play with one, win or lose, I can take on the other. But Ibra said he feels too fatigued to play today, and the two will be playing tomorrow. Tentative program, unless otherwise, 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, DOGCITY versus ISHMAEL. Thereafter, ISHMAEL versus Ibra for $2,000 in both races. There has been a scratch in the 8th frame of the match. And welcome back, guys, from the day's curtain raising match between Yahaya, the Ugandan youngster who defeated the Kasarani player from Kenya, Dominic Maina. He's called by 11 frames to 8. Every time one of them gets to the table, they normally have one idea in mind: finish off the frame and increase their scores. Home advantage will be fancying Ish, but the table is good enough for me to call neutral. Going for clearance number 4 is the Zim South African Ish, who will be potting perhaps with stop effect on the cue ball. He just does a little top spin. It follows the yellow only a little. And DOGCITY knows that highly likely than not, it is a frame Ish is winning. He needs to leave some cuts. If he plays top spin, not to overmove it, you can see the cut is simply to have natural movement of the cue ball as close can be to the black. Has to play it with the effect, not to have any contact between white and any of DOGCITY's reds. All of that he does with the total perfection, and the frame is being won. DOGCITY's only offense is scratching on the break, and ISHMAEL's response is winning by reverse dish. South Africa 4, Uganda 4, race to 21. Just after 29 minutes of play, we are already playing frame number 9, whose break has been done by Ish and whose break has been dry. Nominating the reds is the Ugandan DOGCITY, who I don't know whether intentional or not, has decided to wear two of Uganda's national colors. Maybe it's patriotism coming into play. As for Ishmael, the blue is one of the colors on the South African flag. There is no red on him, there is no green. The way is still long, the race is still wide, still tense, still close, still so unpredictable. And the stake is too big, both for the sake of the money, most especially for the fans, for the entertainment, but also the patriotism, the representation of not just self, but also country. DOGCITY representing Uganda, ISHMAEL representing South Africa, with a little touch of Zimbabwe. For a miss by DOGCITY, which he chose to play red off yellow. Of course, it always hampered his ability to pot, but it was understandable because it was always maintaining good cue ball for a pending clearance had he gotten the red in. As for Ishmael, he's looking at the yellow that is at the extreme bottom right of the table, perhaps as the will be bad of the 6 on table. He may want to manipulate the cue ball for it now. Play the yellow he's looking at with top spin, cue ball to bounce off the top cushion and then move rightwards. Have the cue ball at some position in between the two reds that are close to that yellow. If he doesn't play that shot now, he will need to play it later in the frame. If he's to go for it with his current piece of the table, is a shot. I'm not so certain he has full sight of the yellow. He played the most cautious shot and seems to have gotten it right because yes, there is sight between white and that will be bad yellow. In between about 3 reds, but misses it and misses it only just. For the consequence of taking the lead for either of the players, frame number 9 is underway. And also, and just over 40 minutes of the match having been played, and yet we are having about 1,500 people watching combined on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you, Africa. And I'm told that one of them is Chairman GNM. I'm looking forward to saying hi to him when these matches go to Mchana this coming Sunday. Those who know what I'm meaning, Luseke style, those that are watching from home. Good enough, you're not understanding my local lingua, you're only understanding what DOGCITY is trying to do here. His cue ball manipulation skills can sometimes mean to be so eloquent. And when the pot is on, he can make himself look quite unbeatable. Last time out that he participated in competition is just about the whole of 4 days ago in the quarterfinals of a comp that I streamed from Kampala at Oryx Gardens. In a race to 5, it was 4-4 between himself and Caesar at one time. And then he just missed one ball. And then Caesar finished the frame and won the match. As for now, it is Ish who missed a ball. It is DOGCITY trying to capitalize. He has very thin sight of the black, but I think sight enough for him to make a rail drive of the same black to the corner pocket bottom left. He cast it so sharp, he almost got lucky, but not lucky enough. There was collision between yellow and black. as now the mighty Podge comes into the commentary booth.
Thank you so much. I was just saying hi, and I was wondering, Uganda, wow, great talent. The young boy called Yahaya.
Yahaya.
Big surprise for you.
You have to you have to say yeah and ha and yeah, but first.
It's a big surprise.
But first say Yahaya.
Yahaya.
No, pronounce the H hard. Yahaya.
All right. Is he Ugandan or you imported him from somewhere? Or you're in China? Or
Ugandan is still learning the game. He just came to improve his skills with the international competition.
Sorry. Meanwhile, DOGCITY has just pulled one and he has called for maybe a health break. And this is ISHMAEL versus Rashid. What a cracker!
Where do you see this match going, Podge?
It should be an interesting match. But the way DOGCITY is shooting and queuing, trust me, wow, he's going to give Dahad a run for his money.
Second time they are facing off. They first faced off 2.5 years ago in Lusaka in Zambia. $1,000 the pot and 15 the race. No, 13 the race at Flintstones in Zambia in Lusaka. It ended 13-2. DOGCITY winning. Since then, ISHMAEL has been hunting for him. Now we have our match.
So Ibra coming late to Nairobi City was a blessing for Dahad.
Just so that we can have this game first. After all, it is very good as well.
But DOGCITY must be very careful because Dahad never gives up. He's a fight and half, and he can somebody who can really slow down the game if he's cornered. He can really slow it as much as possible.
Of the two players, in my opinion, he's the one likely to be performing better in the latter stages of the game. For instance, when they have played for 2 hours, he's the one of the two players that becomes better as he plays longer. And that is normally what happens when an experienced player is up against a less experienced player. Yes, DOGCITY has the experience, but not any close to ISHMAEL. So I'm looking forward to the moment, maybe after 30 frames played, most especially should DOGCITY be in the lead. And then we have the last frame when DOGCITY is starting to tire down and ISHMAEL is now.
So in other words, you could advise DOGCITY spiritually to go for it as much as possible in the beginning, to make as much friends as possible.
He stands the best possible chance if he takes a very good lead now. If they're having even scores with, let me say 16 or 17 in the latter stages for the matches that I watched involving ISHMAEL in any kind of way, I would favor him for the victory. And as for DOGCITY, he has lost some long races because they could be okay. Ugandan players play long races, but there are some he lost against Joseph Kasozi, he lost against Ibra Sejemba, he lost also against Hazard about a year ago, when for most of the time he was the better player in the early session of the match, and then later maybe for him fatigue comes up, and then the more experienced player can bring his A game.
That's wisdom from you, Jovel. You sometimes you sound like a prophet. Have you ever been to?
You're funny, but I want to tell these people that you gave me a microphone for the first time.
Yes, exactly. Chobe was very shy, and I realized the potential in him, and I forced him to pick the microphone, and from there, the sky is the limit for you.
Now, after giving me the microphone, 6 years later, you get 16 head start from ISHMAEL, and yet you still lose.
Trust me, these are robots.
Rest to 21, you got plus 16.
Yes.
And still lost. Can you apologize to Africa for that?
Not even apologizing. I'm saying I really tried because no Kenyan want to play ISHMAEL. Actually, no Kenyan want to play ISHMAEL. I came out to
give him a game
to defend the country. Okay. I was just possibly to say hi and find out if you're doing well, because in Kenya we love you so much. So if you're okay, you're comfortable.
I'm doing well, and thank you for my meal.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit for you.
Thank you. It's called the Mighty Podge. I don't know how he makes it, but the guy is always happy. I don't know how he maintains an all everlasting smile, and has a very beautiful Kenyan hospitality. He's always happy to see visitors. And when he traveled to Uganda sometime last year, we made here that we revenged, in quotes, as much as ISHMAEL wants to revenge today, because the last time he faced off with DOGCITY, he was humiliated in Lusaka. This time, different city, different table, different country, different conditions. No home advantage, just money and pride at stake. Frame number 10 is being played. not expectedly, after the two players have gotten their first time out of the match, and looking likely that Ish is equalizing as we go into the first quarter of the match. Those races to 21, I like to call them, to divide them into 4 quarters, all of 10 frames. This one is a conclusion of frame number 10. The first quarter is seemingly ending in a stalemate for Ishmael. The simple roll is to put yellow to the corner pocket, top right, and then spin the cue ball backwards enough not for him to get himself snookered behind the red. He's deciding to use a different angle of sight of the black, but equally effective because he's cutting it sharp to the side pocket bottom, and this will be his equalizer. 20 frames played. Ishmael 5 and Dog City 5. Race to 21. When you break with a foul in matches of this level, or when you scratch, more times than not, there is a very predictable outcome. Your opponent seldom allows you back on table. The free shot has been done by Dog City with the effect of splitting the frame open. He's seemingly wanting to go for the reds, but there is one red in particular that has not been opened into space, the one that is close to black near the side pocket bottom. It's the one he wants to play the cue ball to open into, putting red to the corner pocket bottom right. Cue ball being drawn backwards off the cushion to play it into another red, which he does. And does it relatively well, but only well if he can get a ball to pot with his current piece of the table, with his current shot perhaps. I'm not so certain he can cheat the pocket enough for him to pot the red. There seems to be blockage of the passage of the red by the yellow. The cheat of the pocket is okay, and he's seemingly not just playing well enough, but also has understanding of the playing table at Jamlock. Here we go. Would want to play the cue ball into the yellow, but has played it even more perfect. Has pinpoint accuracy. Now the shot may have to be prompted to play big top spin as he rolls the red to the corner pocket top right, with the top spin, the cue ball following the red all the way because he wants to put the last red to the side pocket where there is the yellow. Top spin off the cushion, perfect. The existence of the yellow at that side pocket makes that center pocket even bigger. He can play it with all the confidence he has, but again with the top spin, cue ball to bounce off the bottom cushion into a yellow, and seems to have survived the snooker, at least by his body language. And what will determine whether or not he'll be leading is how good the cue ball will be for the black. It cannot be potted to the side pocket where it is closest. He may have to put it to the corner pocket bottom right. Just have his little slice of the cue ball off the red. It's a relatively big slice. I'm not so certain that's what he intended. I think he has gotten a little lucky here, playing the cue ball with a bigger distance, surviving with the resulting position of the cue ball got almost snookered. Normally these he takes off the table into the pocket and with power, and it's in, and it's a lead. I'm surprised he's getting a round of applause from the fans because the Kenyan following are an Ishmael following. Nonetheless, the Ugandan leads again. Rashid Wagaba 6, Ishmael Mtetwa 5. Georgia Vipiri, you are watching from Malawi. You're asking when Ginte is having a match. Ginte was flown out of Kenya by Big Kells, his manager, as Dog City voids on the break. So he's now in Lagos. I can tell you that I left Hazard having applied for visa to go to Nigeria and follow Ginte all the way. So if you get a poster anywhere on the internet showing a match between Hazard and Ginte, don't get surprised. For Ginte, his first intention is to play against anybody holding a Nigerian passport. And then maybe, who knows, Hazard. And also Hazard is looking for anybody that holds a Nigerian passport. And then after Ginte, but this time in Lagos. And after putting black on the break, Dog City got to break again and putted the opposite of the black. And that is the white. The scratch is all pointing towards the equalizer. Of course, Ishmael will always go for the yellows here. He plays the black into space. A statement of intent that his only intention is finish the frame. Put the black with ease, equalize in the tie, and then look for 15 more frames in this match that is still young, perhaps very young. Biggest fan pool, you call yourself, you say the Kenyan fans are civilized. Yes, they are. But again, they are just enjoying the game with every reason to be neutral here. None of them is Kenyan, but one of them is resident, though South African, that is Ish. But I also have to say that the non-Kenyan who resides here, that these guys love the most is Ginte. In fact, they have Christianized him. They have given him a Kenyan name. They call him Stanford Kamau Ginte. Kamau is a very, very solid Kenyan name. Ginte doesn't have a Kenyan name, but he knows some Kenyan words. By the way, some of the words in Kiswahili are exactly the same in Ndebele, which Ginte speaks fluently. So if he stays here for some time, it will be very easy for him. It will be relatively easy for him to master the Kiswahili language, which is so widely spoken in East Africa, in Kenya, Tanzania, parts of Uganda, then Congo, then Sudan. He's on the yellows. Now having to roll one of the yellows, especially one of those three, which are at the bottom end of the table. If you're watching on Channel Pool Club, it is the right end of the table. If you're watching on Peter Choy Live, he's going for the opposite yellow instead. How good can the cue ball be? It just looks like suspect game reading for me. That's why you see with the resulting cue ball, he's taking all the time to make his mind up on which is the first shot to play, which gives him the best chance of winning the frame with his current piece of the table. Up to now, his mind is not yet made up clearly. He chose to play a wrong ball first, making it a little more difficult. He could have played one of the yellows that are at the right end. It was always going in, cue ball being played into another great space between them and create an easier passage towards victory. But this is the 2014 African champ that we're talking about. When it goes wrong, he can always recover. For the recovery, he went for a bank and put the black ball instead at the wrong end of the match. As for the commentator, sometime with the role to critique the players for mistakes performed, I think Ish will be as guilty as he chose to play the best looking ball on the of the yellows, and that was what the result was. The Ugandan leads with 2 this time. The only shot he played was to break twice, first spotting black on the break, then broke again and potted white. Then, without touching the cue ball next, found himself winning the frame. Just in case you're only now joining the stream, you are watching a very well anticipated international money match between South Africa's ISHMAEL Mtetwa. He's called the diehard. As for me, I just call him Ish, because the very first time that I saw him in 2014, fellow teammates were calling him Ish. Then I got used to addressing him like that. While most people call him the diehard, when he hears someone calling him Ish, he knows that person really knows him. And wants to do something he has already done in this match, come back to equalize, but he has not led at all. Last time out that he was involved in competition was when he played 2 money matches against the Malawian international, reigning sportsman of the year for Malawi, Stanford Given. Won 1 match to 21 and lost the other. He has of late not been very active on the competitive scene. He did not participate in the African Championships, not surprisingly. Of course, he couldn't participate in qualifiers when he was staying in Kenya, where he as well works nowadays. He was not part of the Patriarchs pool tournament in Harare last year. Was not part of Billiards Cafe in Lusaka in Zambia, where in the previous edition he reached the semi-finals. He was also not part of the African Ultimate Pool Championships. The last tournament in which he was participant was the Q Masters International Championship in Dar es Salaam. So apart from these many matches, I think ISHMAEL is one of the guys we are missing, most especially in international competitions. But he's responding. We now get a chance to see what he has been cooking. But in that shot, he has not been cooking well enough. He came so close, I have to say, to winning. He may even be a little happy that he has missed the pot, because he would have gotten himself snookered anyways. Dog City must either make a ball or at least make an effective shot. If he doesn't pot a ball, he must make sure that he doesn't give the cue ball away. He's going for bravery, he's going for a pot. He's not. He's going for safety. How safe enough? ISHMAEL's next shot will give us the answer. Tempting shot, he wants to come off to cushions, that is top, bottom, then into the red, and does so wonderfully well. Perfect recovery from the South African. Surely he's winning this frame. Aiming for black, aiming for glory, aiming for gold, aiming for the pot, and gets the pot. Cue ball is safe. ISHMAEL 6, Dog City 7, race to 21. And the match is really starting to be played at a top level. Of course, it started at the top level. And then maybe after 20 minutes, the speed and intensity lessened a bit. Now we are getting to see more of exactly that. Also, we have seen some of the flaws, but few of them players have been playing pretty much at just around equal level. But we get to see another of the shortcomings of the players' shortcomings. Will I say? In one of the previous frames, ISHMAEL getting to put the cue ball as he proceeded. Sorry, the 8 ball as he proceeded with the play, losing the frame. Just 2 frames later, DOGCITY doesn't even come close to perfecting what he wanted to do, and is on the verge of gifting yet another frame away to Ish. The yellow that is close to the side pocket bottom, which is the side pocket on the left, if you're watching on Channel Pool Club, is the one that he will probably be playing next, because it pretty much gives him natural white for the one that is at the corresponding side pocket on the right, perhaps at the top of the screen. Is the shot he's playing. Will need a little bit of right spin on the cue ball, bounces it off the cushion, moves rightwards, and sinks it in. The cue ball is even better. And the opportunity to equalize in the frame is in order for the South African diehard. Rolling yellow to the side pocket with a little top spin. We'll have to play the one that is just in front of the red first, one that gives him better option for white for the next yellow to the corresponding corner pocket at the right. We will be playing with the top spin, bounce the cue ball off the right cushion, then move it leftwards, and the rest is a formality. ISHMAEL Mtetwa 7, Rashid Wagaba 7.
Chopping. One interesting observation. Can you see Ibra? The way he's really studying the game. He's concentrating, he's checking how he's having a lot of body language. Don't you think he's there just to check?
Depending on the way you may look at it, he seems to be someone who is not prepared to lose at all, because he said no. He was the match was scheduled to play today, but he said I cannot play with $1,000 when I'm feeling a little fatigued.
Okay.
If you have to play, you have to play on my terms, and my terms I'm not playing today. It was so clear. So they decided to have the match tomorrow anyway, and he's sitting right by the table and is very observant when ISHMAEL is playing, because the two have never played a money match against each other.
One thing I want to give to Sijemba is really a killer. He never not given up. It seems like his game has gone up, and I think he's really been practicing and training because some time back his game was really low, but now I can assure you, I can't believe this
for
guy.
this year alone, the first 3 months he has been the hottest Ugandan. Yeah, he has played I think 8 comps and has won half of them. 3 won by Caesar and 1 by Ian. Those are the 8 comps that have been played in there so far. So he's red hot, and in the others he's also finding himself in the money, in the price bracket, most of them.
And interestingly indeed, both these two guys, Ibra and Dad, ISHMAEL, they have both experience. Ibra's played for so many years. Dad has played for so many years. So tomorrow's match will be a crack and a half.
They played a money match in Kampala in 2015. By then Ibra was 15. If not 14, he was a very young budding player, but visibly very talented. So
had you started streaming by then?
No, there was no streaming. I don't even Facebook had not yet created an opportunity for live streaming. You could only post or something, which is all I did.
But look at this for the finish. Look at this. Wow. That is mind-boggling from ISHMAEL.
That is what ISHMAEL is about, and that is what all the top South African players are about. They are just clearances. They are just about finishes. But for ISHMAEL, it's about not letting go, just dying hard.
It's playing like robots this time around. Look at that. Look at that.
And it's the very first time in the match that he's taking the lead, Mighty Poch. I can now understand why even with plus 16 you did not survive.
Now, I keep telling people, thank you, Triple Life. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. As we anticipated, it's DOGCITY from Uganda against ISHMAEL after the Dahad from South Africa. So far, they've given good account of themselves. They've cleared when it matters. They've sold it when it matters. But ultimately, from the committee desk, we say, may the best win. Oh, quite unfortunate there from DOGCITY. Very unfortunate. It's looking finishable by the level and standard of ISHMAEL. I think he'll go for the yellows. He'll go for the yellows. Looking palatable indeed for the Dahad. Previously, he had said he's not going to play so many races, so many matches. But the other day, he said he wants to be back to the table. And he's looking very formidable indeed. I think DOGCITY is up against a very formidable opponent. Feeling very well. Taking his time. He has to do it so that he can put his opponent under pressure. He has to finish this frame. And if he does it, certainly the less experienced DOGCITY will feel the pressure. Fantastic. Looking so good for him so far. Nicely done. Nicely done. A little, I think he should do a drawback. A little drawback. A little drawback, or is it going? I think he will go for a slight drawback. Slight, very slight. He has to be careful. Oh, he's going for the other ball. This one will be for safety, but that one is for the finish. He needs to do it. Yes. A slight drawback with a spin. Slight drawback. Slight. That's it. That's it. It's building up a lot of supporters from here. Oh! How about that first shot, ladies and gentlemen? How about that first shot, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, classic. This is world class. World class. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in. This is a race to 21, $2,000 pitting the Ugandan young boy DOGCITY against a very, very highly experienced South African ISHMAEL. Sometimes they call him Dahad. And this is building to what we expected to be a crack and a half. DOGCITY is still a very formidable player, very good indeed. Still a long way to go. Breaks. Oh, it is a dry break. But an interesting dry break because the only ball DOGCITY will go for is the yellow balls. And the rest of the yellow balls are not looking very interesting. Oh no, this one isn't what Dog City anticipated in this after the dry break. But trust me, Dog City is the type of player can come out of it. So many problem yellow balls, but let's see. So far, so good for him. Apparently, there are 2 yellow problem balls. I wonder how he's going to do it, but let's see. Just to let you know, we're at Jamlock Sports along Mombasa Road. It's actually not even in Nairobi City. This is we are actually in Machakos County, bordering Nairobi's county. It's one of those places you probably will drive along the Nairobi Expressway, because along the normal road sometimes there's a lot of traffic. So people normally prefer the expressway. Oh, almost. How unlucky. How unlucky. That was unlucky. That was unlucky from Dog City. That was unlucky indeed. And he's looking, the odds in this frame certainly are tilted against Dog City. But let's see. Let's see. ISHMAEL is up his seat, just checking whether it's a touch ball or how. Probably, but let's see. I think he's complaining. I think Dog City is complaining somewhere. There's a complaint. There's a complaint. There's a complaint. I wonder what the complaint is all about. Maybe one of the fans will have made some comment, but I think they shouldn't concentrate on the fans. They just need to concentrate on the game. Yes, I think one of the Kenyan players has gone to the fan and told him, please, we need peace. Let the players play. So it's game on. Dog City on the yellows. How about that? How about that? How about that? Even ISHMAEL has appreciated. Even ISHMAEL has appreciated that shot. This is a crack indeed, ladies and gentlemen. That is world class. Even Chris Milling will be excited with that shot. When Efren Reyes, the legend, will be happy with that shot. That's a shot and a half from Dog City. Oh no. He has overplayed it a little bit, but why? Why was he doing that? He needed the drawback, but he didn't need to have that power on the draw. So, wow, game on. Let's see. ISHMAEL on the red balls. Let's see how he does it. Oh, this one. Dog City might run away with. He's trailing by 2. ISHMAEL 9, Rashid 7. So apparently, Dog City needs this frame more than ISHMAEL. So far, so good. He's done it a little bit, but so far, so good. I don't see any problem. This one, Dog City should be able to do. Dog City is a very formidable player. He should be able to do this one. Oh, he needs to start having smooth strokes. Dog City. He needs to have that one. With this level, he should have sunk it. ISHMAEL on the table. He's playing the red balls. One shot at a time should be his philosophy. One shot at a time. Certainly, I think he'll go first. Oh, he's go first. I know his play. So he might go first. Yeah, I think he should. He'll go first. This one, he'll go first. Just to frustrate DOGCITY a little bit. He'll go for the snooker. There's a big chance he'll go for the snooker. He's having an afterthought. Or is he going for the game? He's go for the snooker. Certainly go for the snooker. He's a very good defensive player as well as offensive. Yes. Oh, has he got it? Can he see it? Let me see. By the body language, seems there's something wrong. Oh, DOGCITY, the body language says. From this angle, you cannot tell, but I think he can see it. Oh. He needed this frame, DOGCITY. He need this frame. He need this frame, DOGCITY. He need this frame, DOGCITY. He's looking. He might go for another snooker. I think he'll go for snooker. He'll play one or two shots, then he goes for snooker. Yes, now that's a snooker. It's slowing down DOGCITY. That is a snooker anytime. Yes, that's a snooker. He was just trying to see how best to do it. DOGCITY must get this one. If he doesn't get it, he'll be in trouble in this frame. He'll be in trouble certainly in this frame. He has to get it. Fantastic. Good one. Is he thinking about another snooker? No, I think he's going for the game. He's going for the game. Oh! Wow! What a spin! Was trying to dethrone the cue ball. Sorry, the black ball. But it has not gone his way. Not one of the easy shots for DOGCITY, but let's see. Oh no, he has missed it. He has missed it. The black ball exposed, so whoever finishes first probably will be the winner. Still okay, but how about that first shot? Remember, as we said earlier, ISHMAEL has got a highly defensive mindset in the game. Plays some of the most. Oh, how about that first shot, ladies and gentlemen? How about that first shot? That is the recovery. Sometimes offending the play. The reward is there now. You can see. The dog in the city. That is the dog. Who let the dogs out? Who lets the dogs out? Wow, that is the dog in the city. Oh, that's fantastic. So many fans here are applauding. So many fans are really enjoying. The environment is ecstatic. People are happy indeed here. And from the commentary desk, we just say, may the best win. It has not rained for the last 1 or 2 days. It has been very quiet weather. And I think this is the right weather for this game. The atmospheric environment is perfect for this blockbuster. Dog City, Uganda against Ishmael from Uganda. Dog City in the break. Another dry break. Another dry break. Why? Seems to be some problem on the brakes. I don't know whether it's the cushion or what. But Ishmael, advantage Ishmael. He picks the red balls. And but these are very good quality balls we have in today. This brand is one of the best balls you can ever get in the world. And also the tables, these are Q Evolution tables. The United Q Evolution tables, championship quality. Under the franchise of Fahad, King Fahad, and Collins Way. They have actually been these big suppliers of this brand of tables, Q Evolution, this championship quality. Ishmael taking one shot at a time, apparently meaning business on this one. I think is going for the finish. Oh, he has to do a draw back, yes. And then probably wonder how he's going to dislodge this one. Is he going for the... I wonder the type of spin he'll use this one. Yeah, he's taking it so slowly. Is it possible? Yeah, it is possible in the center. We shall bring your comments. I'm trying to look for Choppy Live. It's just gone with our laptop where the comments are. It's very important to check your comments. I think Choppy Live has gone for his dinner. If he comes back, we'll have to go through the comments. Oh! How about that for the response? How about that for the response? And across there, I can see Ebra Sijimba. His body language is looking very interesting because this is the player is playing tomorrow for the big money match. And what is feeling now is rethinking his strategy because those shots are massive, are very massive indeed. Ibra is just across over there next to the scoreboard and is really concerned apparently how his opponent is shooting. So let's wait and see. Tomorrow will be a crack and a half. Ibra currently one of Uganda's top form against a very experienced South African Ishmael. That is tomorrow. But for now, it is Rashid from Uganda against the same Ismail from South Africa. Very comfortable. Oh, even better. Very good. Very good queuing. Remember these two nations, South Africa and Uganda, they have very big rivalry in World Pool. Most notable is the Caesar against the top South Africans. Ganda, Jeremiah, the Green Machine, and also the Ghost. It's quite a big beef, not beef really, rivalry, sports rivalry between these two nations, Uganda and South Africa. Remember that the top, arguably they're the top in African pool. Big talent and a lot of depth in the game. South Africa and Uganda produce so many players. Not forgetting also, we have also top other Kenyan, other nations. We have Morocco, very, very formidable players. We also have Zambians are very good. Zimbabweans are very, very good indeed. Tanzanians are equally very good. Even Kenyans are also very, very good indeed. So, but these two nations, Uganda and South Africa, they're at another level. They're at another level. Both the junior and the senior levels, as well as the ladies. They're fantastic players. Back to this. ISHMAEL has taken the red balls. And it's looking finishable indeed. To me, it's certainly looking a finish for ISHMAEL. He just has to play one shot at a time. One shot, very great. One shot at a time, not overthinking. And so far, he's doing very well. One shot at a time. That is the protocol. One shot at a time. Exactly. Wow. This guy means business. This guy needs business. He means business. Remember, it's a left-handed player, while DOGCITY is a right-handed player. How about that first shot, ladies and gentlemen? Just a simple drawback, simple drawback. Not the best, but I think you're looking for it. These tables are world class. If you aim, they'll go in. Yes, these tables are world class. If you aim, they go in. These are international class tables. Wow. I think DOGCITY has asked for a health break. He needs a break. He needs the timeout more than anybody else. And ISHMAEL apparently is not going for the break. No wonder he's called there hard. He's not even taking a break. He just want to even practice, want to hit and hit and hit and practice and continue with the trajectory. So, wow. I find it interesting. Most players will go for break, health break, or just relax or something, just take fresh air. But ISHMAEL has decided to just continue. That is a great determination. That is a great determination. And I think we shall also have a short break as I look for my young brother to be live, to bring the laptop here so that you go through the comments and you see the reaction of the fans, because without the fans, there's no reason for us to be here. So in a short time, we will have a short break, and certainly we shall be back with the laptop to check through the comments. Thank you so much. Just keep it here. This is a crack and a half. This is Mighty Coach sitting in for the legendary Chobe Live.